Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome to the GMB channel. Hope you will enjoy our video. Before we begins, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here is the news title. Rachel Reeves, forcing state pensioners into poverty with cruel. Double whammy. Thousands of retirees in the poorest areas of the country could see 85% of their state pension uplift eaten up by soaring council tax and energy bills. State pensioners will be forced into poverty thanks to a cruel double whammy. In Labor's tax plans, it has been warned. Thousands of pensioners living in the poorest areas of the country could see up to 85% of their monthly payment eaten up by soaring council tax and energy bills. The state pension will rise by $472 a year from April, but hefty. Council tax rises and the decision to means test the winter fuel payment could leave many elderly Brits facing hardship. Dennis Reed of campaigning body Silver Voices told The Telegraph, which carried out the analysis. The triple lock increase coming this April did not take into account the loss of the winter fuel payment for the large majority of older people, nor did it anticipate this unprecedented hike in council taxes across the country. Older people on fixed incomes are facing a cruel double whammy, squeezing their living standards to the point of poverty. He added, "The Telegraph research nails the lie that older people will be better off under Labor this year." Keir Starmer told voters in September pensioners would be better off year on year under Labor. But analysis of every local authority, region in England found pensioners in Bradford, where council tax is rising by 9.99%, will see the biggest chunk of their increase wiped out. They are followed by Birmingham, Somerset, Trafford and Windsor, and Maidenhead. Owners of a Band D property in Bradford will have to stump up an extra $170 this year. The average winter fuel allowance paid out to retirees by the council in 2023-24 was worth $230. That means retirees who aren't eligible for winter fuel payments will lose $401. That leaves them with just $71 of the initial $470 state pension uplift. For those in Birmingham, 78% of the uplift will have to be used to cover the additional $134 to council tax bills and the loss of the average $233 allowance. Residents of Somerset and Trafford will see 77% and 75.1% disappear respectively. All three local authorities have been given the green light to raise residents' bills by around 7.5 PC from April. Pensioners in Wandsworth will see the smallest hit, with just 54.2% of the increase instantly eaten away. Last summer, Rachel Reeves announced the winter fuel benefit of up to $300 would be removed for many people to save $1.4 billion a year. Previously, all pensioners received a lump sum of between $200 and $300 to help with energy bills, but now, the payment is available only to those on pension credit who have an income below $218.15 per week as a single person, or $332.95 as a couple. Since the announcement, applications for pension credit have increased by 145%. The Chancellor was recently forced to amend her CV again, after being accused of exaggerating the length of time she spent at the Bank of England. A BBC investigation revealed the Chancellor left the Bank of England 9 months before her LinkedIn profile suggests. A spokesman for Ms. Reeves admitted the dates on her LinkedIn profile were inaccurate, claiming it was an administrative error by her team. She now admits to spending just over 6 years at Threadneedle Street, despite claiming in multiple interviews that she spent up to 10 years there. The latest edit is the second by the Chancellor since entering government last year. She previously admitted to working in Halifax's Customer Relations Department, not the retail banking unit as she initially claimed. The BBC has also published a lengthy investigation into the Chancellor's time at HBOS after a former colleague's claims about her expenses at the firm went viral. Former Halifax colleague Kev Gillett said on social media that Ms. Reeves nearly got sacked due to an expenses scandal where the 3 senior managers were all signing off each other's expenses. Ms. Reeves's team has vigorously denied the allegations. The triple lock was introduced in 2010 and makes sure the state pension rises each year in line with either inflation, wage growth, or 2.5 PC. This year, the uptick follows the 4.1 PC wage growth. Councils with adult social care responsibilities are only permitted to raise council tax by up to 4.99% without holding a referendum. For others, the limit is 2.99%. This year, 6 councils were granted permission from the government to increase council tax above the 4.99% cap. It came despite Labour's pledge to freeze council tax in the election campaign. A government spokesman told The Telegraph, "Millions of pensioners will see their state pension rise by up to $1,900 this Parliament through our commitment to the triple lock, forcing state pensioners into poverty, with cruel double whammy. The latest financial policies under the Labour government, spearheaded by Chancellor Rachel Reeves, have left thousands of state pensioners facing financial hardship. The combination of soaring council tax rates and cuts to the winter fuel allowance has created what many are calling a cruel double whammy, forcing many elderly citizens into poverty." The rising cost of living for pensioners. From April, the state pension will increase by $472 annually, a move intended to provide financial relief to retirees. However, this increase is being overshadowed by the relentless rise in council tax rates and the removal of winter fuel payments for many pensioners. Analysis has revealed that up to 85% of this state pension uplift will be wiped out by these two financial burdens. For instance, pensioners living in Bradford face one of the harshest impacts, with council tax in the area rising by 9.99%. This means that those living in Band D properties will be expected to pay an additional $170 in council tax this year. Similarly, local authorities in Birmingham, Somerset, Trafford, and Windsor and Maidenhead have all implemented steep hikes, significantly diminishing the pension uplift's benefits. The devastating effect of council tax. Hikes Labour's decision to allow substantial council tax increases across England has led to widespread concern. Pensioners, who largely live on fixed incomes, are particularly vulnerable to such sudden financial strains. In Birmingham, 78% of the pension increase will be absorbed by additional council tax payments and the loss of the winter fuel allowance. In Somerset and Trafford, retirees will lose 77% and 75.1% of their pension uplift, respectively. Even in Wandsworth, where the impact is the least severe, over half, 54.2% of the pension increase will immediately disappear. Under Labour's initial campaign pledges, Keir Starmer assured voters that pensioners would be better off year on year. However, with the latest increases in council tax and the decision to means test winter fuel payments, many pensioners are finding themselves worse off instead. Winter fuel payment cuts, a lifeline removed. One of the most significant blows to pensioners is the reduction of the winter fuel payment. Previously, all pensioners received a lump sum between $200 and $300 to help with heating bills during the colder months. However, under Rachel Reeves's fiscal tightening, this payment is now only available to those on pension credit, specifically individuals with an income below $218.15 per week or couples earning less than $332.95 per week. As a result of this, means testing, applications for pension credit have surged by 145% since the announcement, highlighting the growing number of pensioners struggling to meet their basic living costs. The decision has been widely criticized as it removes a crucial financial aid mechanism at a time when energy prices remain high. Pensioners left in financial uncertainty. Dennis Reed, from the campaigning group Silver Voices, has been vocal about the negative impact of these changes, stating, "The triple lock increase coming this April did not take into account the loss of the winter fuel payment for the large majority of older people, nor did it anticipate this unprecedented hike in council taxes across the country." He added, "Older people on fixed incomes are facing a cruel double whammy, squeezing their living standards to the point of poverty." These concerns have been echoed by economic analysts, who argue that Labour's policy changes disproportionately affect those in lower income brackets. Pensioners in some of the country's most deprived regions are bearing the brunt of these financial pressures, pushing them into economic uncertainty. Labour's broken promises and political backlash. Labour's handling of pensioner finances has sparked significant political backlash, with many accusing the party of reneging on its promises. In the lead-up to the general election, Starmer and Reeves assured the public that pensioners would experience year-on-year financial improvements. However, the combination of tax hikes and benefit cuts has led to a very different reality. Furthermore, Rachel Reeves's credibility has been called into question following recent controversies surrounding her professional background. A BBC investigation revealed discrepancies in her employment history, leading to accusations of misrepresentation. This has only added to concerns about her ability to manage the nation's finances. The future for pensioners. Under Labour. With the triple lock in place, pensioners were initially reassured that their income would keep pace with inflation, wage growth, or a minimum 2.5% increase. However, this protection means little if other expenses, such as council tax and energy bills, continue to skyrocket. The government has justified these tax hikes by citing the need for increased funding for local services, yet this comes at the direct expense of those who can least afford. Critics argue that alternative revenue sources should have been explored, rather than placing the financial burden on the elderly. Many suggest that Labour should have focused on cutting government inefficiencies, rather than withdrawing essential support from pensioners. Conclusion: state pensioners, particularly those in the poorest regions, are now facing an economic crisis, brought on by Labour's tax policies. With up to 85% of their pension increase being eroded by higher council taxes and the removal of winter fuel payments, many retirees are left struggling to afford basic necessities. While Labour had promised a better financial future for pensioners, the reality has proven to be starkly different. As economic pressures mount, the government faces increasing calls to reconsider its approach to supporting the nation's elderly population. Until these concerns are addressed, thousands of pensioners will continue to face an uphill battle against financial hardship. So what do you guys think out this update? Let me know in the comment below. If you like my video, please press like button and subscribe for more. Hope I'll see you in next video.